Now, just a couple of weeks ago, we had an incident at our farm where somebody came, we don't know whether it was an insider or an outsider, and actually stole our water pump. So for the last couple of weeks until today, we haven't yet been able to replace the pump. Somebody stole it and we're still suffering with water shortage here and there. As much as we're going to fix it, we're going to fix the water problem, we don't know when, but we just thought that it is wise for us to come up here and actually guide you. We had really maintained the security systems at our farm, but we don't know why and how we went wrong, and our pump actually got stolen. Now, when such a thing happens to your farm, ladies and gentlemen, it can derail you. It can push you some steps backward, like it just did to us as we wait to accumulate some money. Because some of these things, some of these equipment, for example, a water pump, do not actually come easily. So they're expensively on the Ugandan market. But, well, how do you ensure that you keep security at your farm is the kind of discussion we're going to have today. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Dennis Duke Wonyala. In case you haven't done it, please pause this video a little bit. Run quickly, go to Twitter, which is currently known as X, and follow me at Dennis Duke UG. We shall have a couple of other content in terms of texts up there on Twitter. So if you don't follow me, you will definitely miss it up. But yes, welcome back. Let's take a very short break. But when we return, we talk more about security. Now, maintaining security at your farm could necessarily be meaning you protect the investment. And this investment could cut across. It could be equipment, it could be the actual investment if they are goats, if they are cows, if they are, sheep or rabbits or chickens, whatever it is, you need to ensure that you tighten the security of your farm, because then whatever you'll have developed will just be looted, will just be going without a trace. And this has happened, of course, to different farms in relation to chicken farming, where you have 10,000 of those. It's quite unimaginable how big the security system you put in place should actually be to control that. But in this video, we're just going to definitely discuss those that are basic, that you can at least take note of when you are starting your farm. Now, the number one key aspect that you need to know is that you need to know the kind of people you're actually going to employ at your farm. You need to check their backgrounds, check their history, because some of these people we get from different backgrounds have different traits. Now, why I say this is because if for any reason somebody is going to steal at your farm, they must be knowing your farm. They must be knowing where that particular element or that particular thing, that particular, whatever it is located. Without it, they definitely won't know. They won't know what they're coming to steal. So usually it is the people that you employ at your farm that either become as a whistleblower to the thieves, or they connive with the thieves, or they are the ones that after leaving your farm, they come back and actually steal you. And that's what we had, the incident we had at our farm, where they've so far stolen the pump twice. The first one that we installed was stolen. We replaced this one. We tried. It had been now close to 1.5 years without it being stolen. So how it got stolen, that's a story for another day. But the people that you employ, you should do background checks. You should go to their LC1 chairpersons, wherever they are coming from, get to know their details. Are these people good? Do you trust them in the community? Otherwise, somebody will leave the community because of theft issues, they run away, they come back to you, and because they have the traits, they continue going on with their practices. That is number one. Number two, you need to fence off, at least if not the entire area, you need to fence off just a fraction of where you are keeping your valuables. For example, now here we did fence off. In fact, we have a fence. I know for those of you who followed me, you know that I fenced off like a small area. But you need to fence off literally everything that is valuable that can be stolen. That includes your project. If it's chicken, ensure that it's enclosed. If it's the worker's house, ensure that All these that we are going to talk about, or the ones that we are discussing today, these are just measures. You can put them all in place and the thief will still come through and steal, because thieves are thieves. They'll always find a way out. But these measures, what these measures simply do is they curtail, they scare off, they limit how easy they access your farm. So having a wall fence or fencing over your space or your project is quite good. If you cannot fence off the entire area, like we said, it could be 20 acres, you may not, but fence off the 1 acre that is housing the valuables. If, for example, now what I've done, or what I'm going to do with the palm, in case I buy it soon, I'm going to construct a building around it such that somebody will create a space. Remember how these shallow wells are created or are dug, they're dug in a way that you can cement the floor and actually somebody can stay within that house. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to construct a house around it so that somebody stays within that area. Like, I would not have done this if at all it wasn't for these thieves, but that's one way of curtailing the thieves from stealing your pumps. A pump that I'm talking about costs about 2.5 million Uganda shilling. That's roughly about 800 USD. Now that's quite a lot of money. So you want to protect that. Another thing after is to ensure that you have security cameras at your farm. Now, security cameras, I know most farms, or majority of the farms, are located in places that are far remote, that are away from the city center. They do not have power systems in place. So what you want to install is a solar system powered camera. Now, this solar powered camera should actually have the ability to relay pictures to your phone instantly, like as it happens, so that wherever you are, you're able to monitor, because your workers will one time move out, will go to get refreshments, will go to get airtime, will go to whatever the case, whatever the reason. Sometimes they'll just go to drink. Sometimes, like, you just can't afford that, because you cannot tie somebody on the ropes. As much as you talk to them, they'll definitely go out sometime. But when you have a security camera, then you can monitor. And this does not only work to scare off people outside, but also to put your boys and girls that are at the farm in check. Buli wendi nkulaba, literally meaning wherever you are, I can see you. I can see what you're doing. So in case you pick my chicken, yo, I'm seeing you right about now. So it will equally protect not just your things at the farm from outsiders, but from your people that are within your farm. So you need a security camera at all times. You need security lights. Now, security lights, like we always do, I can sell you a security light at about 450,000. That's about how many dollars are those? That's about $120, roughly, slightly somewhere there. But this security light, or the floodlights, they work to protect. They supply you with light at night. So like I told you, majority of farms are located way far away from the grid, the national grid or electricity. You need solar lights to be able to cope with the darkness at night. The darker your farm is, the more the environment harbors thieves. But if your space has lights everywhere, you know, you have about in each direction, they tend to scare away people that come to steal at your farm. It is very important. You may not have the camera as much as it's very important, but you need security lights at night. For that reason, you need them. Now, you also need to ensure that you limit access. Now, one of the things that I did at my farm is nobody enters into my farm unless I have authorized it. And this, maybe even the people that stay at my farm, the boys that stay at my farm, are not at any point at liberty to bring anybody, whether they are family member or people just around the area or their friends at the farm, not at any single given time. You know why? Whenever people come to your farm, they learn what is on your farm. They know where things are located. They know how. So it becomes very easy for them, whenever they are coming to steal, to easily access these important spaces, ladies and gentlemen. And then at the end of the day, they are the ones that come back later at night to steal, because they know literally the farm. And another thing, the more they access this, I think, let me give you another point that you need to make. Please ensure that you have dogs at your farm. Now, the more these people come into your farm, the dogs tend to sniff around them and they tend to know their scents. So even if they came at night, they are people that regularly come during daytime. So the dog will only bark once and it keeps quiet because this is a person that has been coming around even during daytime. So you will realize that even if you have that dog, like I did, I have a dog. People were telling me, calling me out, oh, you need to have a dog. My friend, I have dogs, German Shepherd. But the people, like I told you, that took my pump are people that I've either employed here before or people that came here under unauthorized access. Okay, so you need to limit off the people that visit your farm. Okay, that way you'll be curtailing your property from being invaded on by thugs. So in addition to camera lights, you can also do motion sensors and alarm systems. Now these motion sensors, they detect movements of humans, specifically humans at night. So once they are put on, they're able to detect and then make an alarm, so that first of all you'll be asleep, but they will make the alarm and then they'll wake you up. And then when the alarm goes on, definitely the dogs will be barking. So clearly, this person will know that these people are now awake. At least they'll try to wake you up. For some of us who oversleep, then kaba kawe demuda, kaba kawe demuda. So you need to ensure that you install motion sensors and alarm systems. Another thing that you can do is to employ a security personnel at night. Now this only applies to farms that are big, commercially big. I mean, somebody has invested 200 million, 300 million. Definitely they can afford to employ a security person, whether with a gun, with an arrow, or with a baton, whichever you choose to have. The choice is all yours depending on your pockets. But yes, you need somebody to have, and this person should not just be outside, they should be patrolling the entire space to ensure that they do routine checks in most of those spaces where you keep your most important aspects of the farm or most important things at your farm. So these people, they could be a security person, it could be part of the team that works during daytime. You find ways of maybe adding some money and they keep at night as well. Now, I will not go into details what we do here because I've just reinstated some, security measures to ensure that we do not have that incident happening again. But yes, you need a security person to do patrols at night. But also during daytime, what we forget, we focus more on night, but also during daytime, your farm workers can also steal you. So this same person, unless they connive, but this same person can actually help you even during daytime to manage and keep your things safe at the farm. I do this a lot at different sites that I'm supervising. I put somebody there to work as a security person so that they control the cement and the material from being stolen. Isn't that a better idea? Where else would you have got that if at all it's not from the Duke's farm? So please ensure that you subscribe. Guys, have I not made my mark to earn that subscription? Please do that. Yo, and by the way, guys, don't forget to follow us and go and support us at Sungura House Bukoto. We have a restaurant that deals majorly in rabbit meat. So please do go there and eat some rabbit meat. You know what? Rabbit meat is the best nutritious meat around the market. Ensure that you actually build some storage facilities on your farm, and these storage facilities are manned down by different security systems, like having padlocks, and not just any other padlock, but strong padlocks. Now, a person will invest 100 million in a farm and invest literally like 1 million in a storage that is of mabati, where somebody can just come and pluck off like, and they go, pick whatever they want, they go. No, invest in those, storage facilities and ensure that they have super locks. In Uganda, we use the tricycle. There's that particular padlock. It's a little bit, yes, they've managed to cut it here and there, but it will give them a hard time. These things that we are discussing, they are not going to stop thieves from coming. No, they are only going to either scare them or limit their easy access to our most valuable things at the farm. Ladies and gentlemen, when you choose to go farming and commercial farming, it becomes very expensive to invest. You invested in a water pump, invested in beautiful buildings, whatever it is that you choose to invest in, and then somebody just comes and wakes up in the morning and picks your hard-earned money's investment and goes away with it. Who would want that? Definitely no one. So that's why it's very important to take note of every security detail that we are sharing in this video. Make sure that you have a good neighborhood watch. What do I mean by this? There's an incident that happened at my farm where one of the boys was actually selling out my rabbits, and I don't know how I had not closed that loophole. But one of the neighbors came to me and said, "Hey, big boss, how are you?" And remember, these people, it's because of the good relationship. So we can easily, like, I can't just drive through the road that leads to my farm without waving at people, because we are creating that neighborhood, friendship. And this guy stops me and like, "Oh, wow, what does he want? Maybe he wants a lift." He said, like, "You need to be careful with your boys. I saw them selling your rabbit somewhere." Jesus Christ. When I checked, they had actually stolen a couple of rabbits. So I was able to close that loophole and ensure that it never happens again. So you need to be in. But some of you, because you have money, you've gone to a village, you want to buy them all off, and you tantalize everybody. Guys, the life we live in is very short. Be good to people around your farm. Let them be friendly. Of course, you need to know the limits too, because these same people could be bad at the end of the day. So you need to limit, but also find a balance. Strike a balance. You show that you have a good neighborhood watch around your farm. Otherwise, if you have bad neighborhood watch, these are the same people that will be buying your stuff at a very relatively cheap price from your workers, because the workers have established a good working relationship with them than their boss. Who loses? At the end of the day, it is still you that loses. Now, you need to do regular maintenance, regular training, and regular, reinforcement of your workers. Ensure that you train them on the best possible security measures around the farm. Now, security measures could not only involve theft, but also measures that could save potentially their lives. I mean, a snake could come and bite one of them, but you're very far, probably unreachable. Maybe they don't even have airtime. What do? You need to ensure that you train them on those first aid processes. For example, you also need to provide them with security technical aspect of it, because when they steal, for example, in Mukono, we would have gone to Mukono to get a dog, a sniffer dog, to come and point to us the direction to which the thief took. But because these guys are not aware of those services by the police, they didn't mind, so they mixed around, so I could not, go there and, get the dog to come and do the sniffering work that would help us probably reclaim or claim back our stolen things. So you need to train your boys on how to respond in case such a thing or a scenario has happened at your farm. Remember to train them that their lives come first. They matter first before anything else. They matter first before your goats. They matter first before your cows, before your chickens, before your rabbits. They need to be safe before they secure. Even if you're in the plane, they tell you, please, before you save your child or anybody you're seated with, save yourself first. So you need to train them on how to save themselves first. Always remember that a safe and a secure farm is a productive farm. When they steal something from you, like I told you in the beginning, they take you 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 steps backward depending on what they've stolen. So you want to ensure that all these security checks are put in place. My name is Dennis Duke Wonyala. I have not much to say, but that's all I had for you today. Until then, ciao.